Welcome back to Mac Talks Football, and this is part 3 of my La Liga preview for season 24-25. I have already done part 1 and part 2. In part 1, we discussed about the 3 newly promoted teams, and in part 2 we discussed about 5 more teams. So if you want to have a look at them, you can go and check them out. I will put the links in the description below. In this video, we're going to talk about 4 more teams, and we're going to see how these teams are getting ready. The teams that we're going to discuss in this video are Getafe, Osasuna, Alaves, and Valencia. We're going to see we are going to talk about the new signings that they have made, or the players that have left, the arrivals and the departures, the transfer that have happened, and the impact that they are going to have on the club, whether it's the new players coming in or some established stars leaving the club. There have been some managerial changes as well, so we're going to look at them and see what impact that is going to have on the club and in the new season for the club. So let's get right into it. We are going to start with Getafe. They finished last season at 12th position, and I think that it was a very good season for them. It was a respectable finish in mid-table for them. Their season was nothing fancy, in which they were competing for Europe, but never in the season, not for a single moment you thought that Getafe might be in trouble of getting relegated. So I think their manager Jose Bordalás, it was his first season at the club. He did a good job with them, and he would hope that after a good first season where he has gotten to know his players, where he has gotten to know the culture of the club, that he has set a base there. Now that his team can move on and maybe try to get a top 10 finish this season, or maybe try to fight for Europe. I think that would be his mentality, that would be his thinking for the new season. They have done a good business in the transfer market as well. The main thing I would say that there have been not any major departures from the squad that they had for last season. They have managed to keep all their important players at the club, and then they have gone out and they have brought in players. They have signed players like Peter Federico, Alex Salo, Diego Rico, Yuri Letovic. They have all come in, and they have all come in for a combined fee of 7 million euros. So they have strengthened in all areas of the squad, and they have not spent that much amount of money as well. They have also signed Carles Perez on a loan from Celta Vigo, so that is another great signing for them. And as I said, not that much money has been spent, and the squad has been updated. It has been refreshed. There has been no major departures, so it's looking really good for Getafe, and I think they can really challenge this time around for the top 10 finish. And I think Bordalás would be looking for that. I think that would be his main aim, and maybe they can go on a good cup run as well. And I think they are going to be having a good season. There is no way, from my view, I don't think they are going to be in a relegation battle or anything. It's going to be a good season for Getafe, and there is still time for them to go on and sign maybe another couple of players which can further enhance their squad and get it better. So as of now, it is looking really good if you are a Getafe fan. Moving on from Getafe, we are going to talk about Osasuna, and they finished last season at 11th position, but for a majority of the season it looked like they were going to finish in the European places, but they win just once in their last 8 games, and they lost 4 games in a row during that time, and that basically ended any hopes that they had to qualify for Europe. And disappointment for them did not end at the end of the season with not qualifying for Europe. Their manager Hogba Arasate, who has been there for 6 years, decided to leave the club as well. He has been an influential manager. He has been an amazing manager for them. He brought them back to La Liga in his first year in charge, and then for the last 5 years he has managed to make Osasuna a stable mid-table club in La Liga. There have never been any fear of going back to second division. He is constantly making sure that they are in the top half of the table, trying to qualify for the Europe. They have qualified for the Europe once as well, so it's like a big deal. It's to lose them a huge loss for them, and they have brought in Vincent Moreno. He has got a huge shoes to fill because Arasate, he has done a great job. Moreno would hope that he can continue his legacy and take the club even forward than what Arasate has done. but I think it is going to be really hard for him. But what you can say, like, it is going to be a new start for Osasuna in many ways, in not just one way this season. New manager, new season, new players, so it's going to be an interesting season for them. Their transfer business has been like, it's been very quiet. There has been not much going on. They have just brought in a left back, Abel Morenes, from Real Oviedo, and even in their departures, only Danny Garcia has left the club. He has joined Qatari side Al Rayyan for 9 million euros. So apart from that, it has been really quiet, and I think that is a bit concerning, because you need. I always say this, that even though it's a very good thing that you have managed to keep your squad intact, but you need to go out and you need to sign some new players to regenerate your squad, to make your fans excited. And if you are in a competitive league like La Liga, where so many teams are fighting for these important places, your aim is to get back into Europe, or at least try to fight for it. Then you need to go out and get better players. They have not done that till now. There is still time for the transfer market to end, but as of now they have not done anything. And if it stays like this, I think it's going to be a very tough season for them. I don't see them anywhere near Europe. I think it's going to be another mid-table finish, and I think they might drop even further than 11th next season if nothing changes. But as I say, there is still time for them to go out and buy some players. We'll see what they do, but as of now, it's not like I'm not really excited. I'm a bit worried for Osasuna, but we'll see what happens. Moving on from Osasuna to Alaves, and I mean, what a season they had. First season in La Liga, getting promoted, and to finish in top 10. I mean, it was an amazing season for them. And their manager Javi Garcia, I mean, he has done a great job since he has joined the club. 2 years. First year he got them into La Liga, and second year as a top 10 finish, and he would hope that his team can continue and show everybody that it was not a fluke the first time around, and he would want his team to stay focused and not be complacent. Usually we see that when new teams come in from the second division, they get into the big league, they have a great first season, and then in the second season they sort of become complacent. Their heads go away, and their egos start to come in, and that results in these teams getting clawed back into a relegation battle. And most of the time these teams get relegated, and you don't really expect it or expect this to happen. So I think Garcia would need to make sure that does not happen with his team, and I think that the type of manager he is going to be able to do that. In terms of transfer, they have lost their star striker from last year, Samu Morodin. He was on loan from Atletico Madrid. He went back, and they have sold him to Chelsea for a good amount of money. The deal is not been official yet, but everybody knows that deal has been done. Gallagher is coming to Chelsea, Omarodin is going Gallagher is coming to Atletico, and Omarodin is going there. None of the deals have been made official yet. I don't know, by the time this video comes out, maybe the deal would have been made official. But Alaves, they have lost their striker. They have also lost Javi Lopez and Robin Duarte. Meanwhile, Miguel de la Fuente, he has also joined Leganés permanently after his loan spell. So there have been a good amount of departures from their squad, but they have gone out and they have brought in players. They have made 8 signings in total. Quite a lot of money has been spent, 6 permanent and 2 loan signings. It is very interesting to see so many players coming in, but as I say, there have been quite a lot of departures. It usually happens when a new team comes in and they perform very good. Most of their good important players get taken away from them by the bigger clubs, which has happened to Alaves as well. They have brought in centre backs Musa Diarra and Facundo Calaceres on a free, while Memo Sanchez and Luca Romero have joined the club on a loan. So as I said, even though they have lost players, they have brought in good players that I think can keep the club stable. That that can make the club compete like they did last season. So I'm not really worried about Alaves that much. The only concern for me is, as I said, it often happens that these teams, when they come up, they lose their head in the second season. So it's up to the manager to keep them calm and let them know that we are not just a one season wonder. He would want his club to become a stable club in La Liga, and then they can start of dreaming of moving forward and maybe qualifying for the Europe. But I think I like Garcia as a manager. I think he would be able to control his players, control their heads, and I think they are gonna have an okay season. They might not finish again in the top 10, but I think it's going to be a mid-table finish for them. As of now, you might not you don't know what is going to happen until the transfer window closes, but as of now, I think it's okay for Alaves. And finally, we are going to talk about is Valencia. They finished last season, which was a huge disappointment for them. They were in line to finish in the European places, but they were winless in their last 7 games and they lost 5 of them. So that was it for them. It was their manager's first season last time around. Jose Baroja, and he would hope that his team has learned from last year's mistakes, and they are gonna be sure make sure that this time around the job gets done. It is not just left in the middle, and they don't falter again at the end, and they are able to qualify for Europe this time around. Their transfer business has not been that much it is not eye-opening. It has they have not brought in many players, but they have not lost any of the main players in their squad, which is, I think, is very important if they want to get back into the race of qualifying for Europe. And I think that is a very good deal for them. They have brought in strikers Dani Garcia and Rafa Marin on loan from Levante and Sevilla respectively. So those are 2 good signings, 2 goal scorers, adding to the depth that they already have. Plus goalkeeper Stola Dimitrovic, he has also joined on a free, so that is a good signing as well. And as I said, they have added to the squad, but they have not let go of any important players. There are big rumors that Javi Guerrera is being linked to Atletico Madrid. So if they lose him, I think that is going to be a big deal, and they need to replace him if they lose him. Right now, these are just rumors, but the way that Atletico Madrid are signing players, the way that they are splashing the cash, if I'm a Valencia fan, I would be on my toes regarding this rumor. You don't want such an important player of your team to go to a rival, and as I say, there's still time for this deal to happen. There are about 20 plus days for Guerrero to go to Madrid, but you would hope as a Valencia fan that he stays at your club, and if he stays, I think there's a good chance that Valencia are gonna be back in Europe. And you need a big club like Valencia to be in Europe every year. They deserve to be in Europe. They got a bit unlucky last year, but I think this time around they have a good chance of getting back into Europe. So we'll see what happens in that regard. So yeah, that was it. That was my preview for these 4 teams. Let me know what you guys think of all of this in the comment section below, about their signings, about the new managerial changes, what impact they are going to have, and what more should these clubs do before the transfer window ends and the season starts. Let me know in the comment section below. Like the video and share it as well. Click on the notification bell and subscribe to the channel. Until next time, bye bye.